All right, welcome into Prize Picks on 5 here on the 5 Reasons Sports YouTube channel. I'm Ethan Skolnick. You can follow me at Ethan J. Skolnick or at 5 Reasons Sports. You can follow my guy David Eversole at David W. Eversole and various other places on Twitter. We will be getting you ready for the first week of the NFL season using that code 5, F-I-V-E, to double your deposit. But today we're going to finish up with the AFC. We didn't get to the whole NFC. That's fine. We're going to get to the first week here in a second, so we'll touch on some of those games. We're going to get into the AFC West. It's the only division in the AFC that we didn't handle. And I'm going to go against type here a little bit in terms of what the advice that I've been giving you. Again, playing Prize Picks is easy. You can go up, down on various players. You can play 2, 3, 4, 5 together. You can play from different sports if you want to. So a lot of different things you can do. This is the last of the futures bets that we're going to give you, just to give you a sense that you still can do this kind of stuff, and you can check out the board today. Again, use that code FIVE to get the bonus. Now, I'll let you start here, David, because you did something you typically do, but again, I'm going to go against type here.
Yeah, I'm kind of just going with the 17-game season and really weighing that into my thinking. So like we've talked about previously, I'm liking these overs on the 17 games with the extra game. And I think somebody's going to have a good year this year is David Carr out with the Raiders. So I'm taking him over 4,050.5 passing yards this year. He has a lot of weapons, and I think there'll be some high-scoring games in that division. So I'm seeing that as a pretty safe play with the extra game this year. So David Carr over 4,050.5 passing yards.
It's about 240 yards a game if he plays every game. So you're counting on there being some 300-yard games in there. Remember, I went under on Ryan Tannehill. I would probably go over on David Carr. They've got basically the same projection, although we do know that Oakland likes to run the ball a little bit, so we'll see what happens there. Now, I'm going to go over, which I haven't typically done, but here's my reasoning for it. I've said repeatedly that running backs, the list of top running backs in terms of yardage changes year to year. People end up overdrafting guys from the previous year, and then the top 10 list changes, right? One of the things that always happens is a couple of rookies pop into the top of that list. So I look for circumstances. It doesn't necessarily have to be the best running back, but who has the circumstances to succeed? Denver is going to try to run the ball to protect Teddy Bridgewater or Drew Lock, whoever the quarterback ultimately is over the course of the season, and to try to play to their defense. Javonte Williams was drafted to be a starter. He's emerged as a starter. 800 yards, 800.5 yards. So you got to go 801. I think that's a very attainable number to go over. I mean, that's basically less than 45 rushing yards per game, or roughly so. I think a couple of good games, and he's a quarter of the way there. I just think Javonte Williams is a guy who will be very productive early in his career. He's going to get an opportunity. They've got a pretty decent offensive line. And again, they're not going to play to the quarterback in Denver this year. And they're in a division, too, where they're going to have to run the ball a little bit. Keep Kansas City off the field in particular. Keep Herbert off the field with the Chargers. So I'm going to go over on Javonte Williams, the new Denver Broncos running back.
Yeah, I think he went over that total alone against the Hurricanes last year. So
in a half.
That's a pretty good bet as well. And what do you think of Eckler?
I like Eckler, but I like Eckler more as a receiver. I would look more at Eckler for fantasy points week to week, maybe, than I would sort of a rushing total. I think, what is he at? He's at about 800 also. But again, they're a little more 825, but they're a little more pass dependent. So that's why I'm thinking with Eckler, maybe it's more of a situation where they rely a little bit more on him out of the backfield as a pass catcher. I'm reluctant to go over on running backs. I just think the Javonte Williams thing sets up really easily and nicely. There's not a lot in his path there, so that's why I like that one. All right, when we come back later in the week, probably tomorrow, we're going to look at the Thursday night game. So we're going to look at some props you can play right away, and then we'll start to look on Friday. We will look ahead to Sunday and everything we think you should be playing on Sunday. Again, use that code FIVE. That's FIVE, prizepicks.com. Thanks to David. We'll be back tomorrow.